I got on this ship as a wiper. Now, this was a story I've told it 100 times over because it's still it's bitter memories. The union sends you down to a company or a ship. They got a board in the union hall. They have the deck department, the engine department, and the steward department. Well, this time after that got torpedoed, I got the engine department. So I'm signed up for a wiper. So they wanted a wiper on this ship. It's the lowest rating on the ship. Anyway, I was sent down to this ship, and it's down in the Hudson River. You bring your paper, your slip they give you, and present it to the first engineer. And the first engineer is supposed to sign you your bunks and assign you your job and take your paper. Well, this big redneck Texan, he looks at me and he says, "Hey, they made a mistake here. We don't have none of you in my engine room, you know. So you go back to the hall." So I go back to the hall and I know we're changing this. I know the union was all behind me, even the Coast Guard, because the Coast Guard had told me that, you know, Mr. Jackson, your captain give you a hell of a recommendation here for the service you did when you're on your ship that you got sunk on and everything. So that's when he signed my papers so I could get in the wiper's endorsement. So I went back to the union hall. I told the officials, look, this guy refused to let me sign on the exceller. So he said, all right, go back again and you tell them that you're going to sign on that ship. So I goes back there again, and the guy refused me again. He said, I told you I don't want you on this ship. So I goes back again, and so the official says, all right, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, be here. I'm going down with you. See, so he goes down, and they're supposed to be signing on that ship for the next cruise. See, so they go down, and of course, as soon as the patrolman goes aboard, nobody's supposed to sign on. See, so he goes to the first and says, "This man is to sign on as wiper," and this guy says no, and the Coast Guard commissioner looks up and says, "What do you say?" He said, we don't have these people on our ship in the engine room. They can be in the steward or something like that. He says, do you know there's a war on? You know? He said, go get your license. So you know how our licenses are posted. He had to get his license and bring to the commissioner. So the commissioner folded the license up, put it in his bag, got up and walked out. And he told the captain, because the captain was standing by, so he told the captain that when this man comes to his senses, let me know, you know. So the union says, nobody signs on any export line ship, and there was 7 or 8 export line ships loading cargo. They're getting ready to ship out to go. So of course, the next morning, the union calls, says, all right, go on down the ship and take your gear, you know. So I goes down, and nobody signs on till I sign on, see. So then the crew starts signing on. Finally, the first comes and signs on. The commissioner gives him his license back, and he signs on, see. Now that's when my problem really starts. So I get my quarters, and everybody's white, all the oilers and firemen and the other 2 wipers are, and they had a couple of, they had a mixed steward department. There was 2 or 3 black guys in the steward department, see, and they were white. They already integrated the steward department. Before it was all black or all white. Well, now it's integrated, see, and now they see a black in the engine room. See? Of course, all the black steward department guys are happy as hell, you know, to see me down there in the engine. Boy, that first engineer, he showed me how dirty, nasty, hell-raising that a white man can be. Because he would stand anything. He was looking for something to fire me, see, or to write me up, see, or to log me, because this is what they do on the ship. If you disobey an order or don't do something right, they can log you for your pay, you know. So he would stand at the entrance to the engine room at 5 minutes to 8, and I better be in that engine room at 8 o'clock. See? Now, his assignment, the dirtiest job, wiping oil, climbing under the floor plates. So you know, I showed you under the floor plates where all that muck and stuff is, with a scraper, and you scrape it in. If I wasn't doing that, I was down in the after peak tank, scraping all the loose cement down and bailing it out and handing it to the white guys sitting outside this little hole we got, you know. And then I take a bucket of cement and paint. All of domestic water tanks had to be painted with cement. Cold and miserable. That's where I was. 4.5 months I went through that stuff. And in an invasion of North Africa, we were coming through Gibraltar, general quarters. Man, the Germans are playing hell with them airplanes and trying to sink this convoy, because it was a convoy over 100 and something ships that left some joined from Canada, and they joined in the English part, and then they divided up just before you got to Gibraltar, and my part went into Oran in North Africa, and the other part went into Casablanca, south there. I was down under the floor plates, and every once in a while you'd hear a big bang, and it would shake the floor plates because some destroyer had dropped a depth charge, because if they got any sounds and things, they start blocking them. And I'd be down there holding on to them stanchions down there, you know, and that's where I was in the invasion of North Africa. They would court-martial an officer if they did that nowadays, see. I know an officer that almost got himself brained by pulling less than that on another black guy. Yeah. But what made it not so bad was the moral support I got from all the white guys in the engine room, the officers and the men. I've seen engineers go up and get a hot cup of coffee when we're in the North Atlantic and it's cold down there, and bring me down under the floor plate, bring me a hot cup of coffee, you know. Yeah. And when the first engineer wasn't around, they'd tell me, relax, relax. Or when I came up after the end of the day and go to my room, all the guys would say, oh, hang in there, you're doing good. Hang in there, don't let them beat you. Anyway, I wrote it out. I got my 4.5 months in there, and then I went and got my fireman water tender's ticket. But in the meantime, while I was on that ship, these oilers and engineers, they were instructing me on my cycle how to pass this examination, see. And I would go down there, you know, at night when this guy wasn't around, and they would show me all the condensate pumps and how to pump the bilges and how they transfer oil and how they clean the evaporator. They would show me all that stuff, so I learned how to do it. But that was the inspiration, and they were my mentors, the whole damn white crew. See, that's what pulled me through, and that's what makes me a loyal American, because not everybody was like that engineer.